Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another video. My name is Tay Adelena, and I'm so honored that you decided to join me again for yet another video. And if it's your first time here, then welcome. I'm honored to have you here with me too. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about some things that I've learned in my 20-somethings, and I am 23 years old, so mentally, I feel like I'm a good 43, but I just wanted to share some things that I've learned along my path, along my journey, along my way with you guys. And for reference, I am, like I said, a 23-year-old African-American woman. I have 5 siblings. One passed away from cancer when I was in about 2nd, 3rd grade. My parents divorced, but my mother is remarried. I've been through some stuff, and I just wanted to share the things that I've been through with you guys, and maybe it could help at least one person out. And if it does that, then I will be so happy. First things first, trauma isn't your responsibility. It wasn't your responsibility. It's something that happened to you. So the trauma that you have, the healing aspect, the healing process of repairing your trauma is your responsibility. So having a victim mentality, like, well, this thing happened to me, this happened to me, so that's just who I am and that's just how I am. No. I feel like sometimes things happen in order to see how you're going to deal with them, how you're going to let them affect you, if you are going to let them affect you, and what you can learn from them. Trauma is stuff that was placed on us from the adults in our life at a very, very young, vulnerable, impressionable age that now we're left to pick up the pieces and deal with it. Now, healing is not linear, which means it's not going to go in a straight line. Healing is going to have some days where you go up and you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going down, I'm going down, I'm going down, and then you're going to go up. You're going to go down, you're going to go up. It's not linear. And it's a process. Everything is a process. So taking your trauma and learning to harness it in a way to make it fruitful to you will be very, 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 very important. So trauma was not your responsibility, but healing it is your responsibility. Second thing is we have to stop putting our parents on a pedestal, assuming that they're superhuman because they had kids or because they're our parents, when in reality they are just like us that are wounded with trauma, ancestral trauma. And I feel the generation before us, they weren't as blessed with the technology that we have, with the resources that we have, with the help that we have, with the outreach of people that we have. They were not more apt to dealing with their traumas or even looking at them as traumas and calling them traumas. I feel like they weren't as aware as we are of our traumas and the thing that affects us. And I'm so sorry if trauma is a trigger word for any of you guys, but I will be talking about traumas and stuff like that. Not traumas in details, but yeah, just the word trauma. Our parents are just as damaged as you and me. And I feel like one of the hardest things that I had to do was kind of stop putting my parents on a pedestal and assuming that they had all the tools that they needed in order for me to be healthy and not have trauma, when in reality, I think everyone's going to have a little bit of trauma. No one's going to be trauma-free no matter what. Allowing our parents space for growth and to be humans just like you and me. You know, there was literally no manual. Maybe there was, but to my knowledge, there was no manual on how to be a parent and what your kid needs and what every cry means and how to love your child unconditionally, especially if you have more than one kid, or if one kid is sick or one kid passes away and your parent has to deal with that and also tend to you and your needs. And I don't feel like it's an excuse to be a bad parent, but I think that there should be some kind of leeway in between the two. And when you understand that your parents or the people that raised you are just wounded humans just like you and I are, life becomes so much easier, because then you're able to look at them as a person and understand that the way that they raised you, they did the best that they could. They did the best that they could with what they had. And now it's up to you to heal yourself and to love them and love your kids in the way that you want it to be loved. And that's not to say that you're not going to give your kids trauma, but you're going to do the best that you can do to the best of your ability with what you have. I feel like whenever we look at things in a literal context, it becomes easier to understand and easier to grasp, because literally it is what it is, and it always will be what it is. The next thing is, take nothing personal, baby. Nothing personal. And you know why? Because, like I said before, everyone is a human being doing the best that they absolutely can do. They're doing the best that they can do. Just because someone gave you a dry reaction or they weren't as emotionally available to you as you want them to be, that doesn't mean that they don't love you. That doesn't mean they don't care for you. That doesn't mean that they are a piece of person. Maybe they just didn't have the mental capacity to deal with you that day, or to handle you, or to take whatever you're trying to put on their plate. Maybe their plate was already full and overpiling, and they didn't have room for your stuff too. Everyone is human, doing the best that they can do. Everyone is healing from something. Everyone is just doing the best that they can do. Just because someone cut you off in traffic doesn't mean that they don't know how to drive. Maybe they had an emergency. So give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and whenever you start to think that way, your days become lighter. You don't get as angry as you would, because you're able to be like, oh, I hope that they make it to their destination safely. And yes, sometimes you do want to throw something at their car, but who is that hurting? Because then your blood pressure is all the way up here and they're just going on about their day and you're mad. Like, no. So everyone is going through something. That leads me to my next point. Everyone is going through something. So just be nice to someone. Give someone a compliment. Tell someone they look nice today. Give someone a smile. Like, you don't understand how much that could impact a person's day. Everyone is going through something. Everyone is going through something. Give them the benefit of the doubt, babe. People project. And this is also why you can't take anything personal, because people project. And what does that mean? What does that look like? Say you are with someone and they haven't been productive. They're so lazy and they're eating poorly. And the first thing you want to do is call them out on it. But before that, look within yourself and say, am I doing that? 9 times out of 10, people project what they don't like in themselves onto other people, and so they don't have to look at it. If you're upset at someone for being a slob, maybe you're the slob, and before you say something negative to someone, look inwardly and see if maybe you're doing that, and maybe if you could heal that. I think that is so beautiful, to be able to, I guess, look at someone in a negative light and then look inward, because that is something that you can begin to work on, and that is something that you could heal within yourself. When we're being hard on ourselves, it's a lot easier to be hard on other people. It's a lot easier to see their faults and where they messed up instead of turning it back on ourselves. And when we look at ourselves with love and compassion, we're able to look at others with love and compassion, because we're being nice to ourselves, so we want to spread that to everyone else. But me personally, whenever I get sad or down, after that little sad fit is up, I always want to spread love to everyone, and I always want to just say, you're so loved, and I love you, and I see you, and I'm here with you. Because I am. Something that I've learned the hard way when I date and when I find friendships that I really appreciate is that you can only meet someone as deep as they have met themselves. You can only meet someone as deep as they have met themselves. If they haven't taken the work to look inward and to really go deep and see what makes them happy, see what makes them sad, see what brings them joy, see what they really want to do, or like understand themselves to a degree that they've never understood themselves to, and you've done all the work, you've explored depths within yourself that are so dark, so deep, but yet so beautiful, and you understand yourself to a certain degree, you and that person could never be on like the same plane, because there's a level of self-exploration that they haven't experienced. And so if you're talking about maybe a lesson that you've learned and they haven't learned that lesson because they haven't done the work, they aren't going to understand, and you can't expect them to understand because they haven't done the work themselves. Adelena has a song, I can only meet you as deep as you have met yourself. I can only reach you from where you are. And it hurts. It hurts wanting to be with someone and wanting to connect with someone on a deeper level when they aren't capable of that. And maybe you could wait for them mentally, consciously, not physically wait for them, but maybe you are the catalyst. Maybe you can help them grow. But I feel like that gets a little bit exhausting, a little bit taxing to always try and want to help someone, even though I'm an empath and I'm a helper and that's all I want to do is help people. But sometimes you cannot do that. People have to learn on their own They have to learn by themselves, and all you can do is like love them from a distance and say, hey, I got you. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll be here. Whenever you need me, I'll be here. But I can't be here with you right now because sometimes it hurts. Now, let's talk about the metaphysical side of the things that I've learned about manifestation and about all that good stuff. Gratitude. First off, energy flows where energy goes, and I'm sure you've heard that before, but if you choose to focus on the negative things, then the negatives will come pouring into your life. If you choose to focus on the positive things, then that's all you will see. And of course, you'll have some negative things, but negative is all how you view it. It doesn't always have to be with a negative connotation. Things are going to happen in life, and it's up to you to decide how you want to perceive those things. It could be stuff that's happening to you. It could be stuff that's happening for you. In my opinion, I'd always like to look at things happening for me because it allows room for more expansion when you're able to look at something from a different lens. So if you go through your day saying, oh my gosh, I got another ticket, this person cut me off in traffic, they forgot my barbecue sauce, all you're gonna have is negative, and it becomes a negative loop, a negative cycle. First you have a couple bad moments in your day, then you have a whole bad day, then you have a whole bad week, then you have a whole bad month, until you get out of your head and understand that some things happen for you and that you just need to get out of that negative loop. You're going to keep on having negative days. Instead, start your day with gratitude and wake up and say, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that my body continued to work and protect me while I was sleeping. How beautiful is it that your body still works for you when you're resting? It still protects you. Your heart still beats, blood still flows through your veins, like you still breathe. That's something to be so grateful for. You wake up. So the first thing that I do when I wake up is I say, thank you, God, for another day. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for keeping my family and friends safe, healthy, and happy. I thank you for all the abundance that's coming my way today, and just go through everything with a smile on my face. And even if I don't feel that way in that moment, I'll still do that, because when you live in gratitude, first off, it speeds up your manifestations and you just have the most beautiful day. The power of intention is so strong, baby. It's so strong. If you wake up and you decide that you're gonna have a good day, you will have a good day. I promise you, you'll have a good day. If you have a meeting and you tell yourself it's gonna be a good meeting, you're gonna have a good meeting. If you go to the gym and you're just so overwhelmed because you know it's gonna be crowded, it's gonna be a lot of people, you're not gonna have a good workout. So the power of intention. Wake up, thank God for another day, thank the universe, thank your angels, whatever, for protecting you. And then what's your intention for today? My intention for today is to see all the beauty in the world. My intention for the day is to be happy. It could be something small. My intention for the day is to have a good morning. My intention for the day is to tell a stranger I like their perfume. I don't know. Intention's powerful. Try it and see how your day turns out. You will never get something. Okay, I'm not gonna say never, I don't like that word, but you won't get something that you feel unworthy of having. And by that, I mean, if you subconsciously want a bigger, better lifestyle for yourself, but you have those limiting beliefs where you're like, oh, that's not attainable, I can't get that, I won't have that, then you won't have it. In order to get the things that you truly desire, the things that you really want, you have to align yourself. And then that goes into manifestation. With manifestation, you could get anything that you desire, and it's something that I'm still learning. All of these things are honestly still things that I'm still learning too. I feel like I've just experienced the tip of the iceberg, and I gotta go deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's gonna be, oh my gosh, like, I love learning. I love learning so much. Manifest your desires. I manifested my car a couple months back, and I think it's a funny story because I accidentally manifested a BMW when I wanted a Mercedes, but it's okay. So a couple months ago, I did not have a car, so I would use my mom's car, and she has a BMW. And in manifesting, you have to align yourself with who you are in that vision, I guess you could say. So at that time, I wanted a Mercedes, and I would drive my mom's car, and I'd be getting into the car, and I'd imagine me getting into the car. How am I gonna feel when I get into the car? What does my car smell like? What does my car sound like? What color is my car like? Where am I driving it to? And so I would sit down, get in my Mercedes, grab the steering wheel. I'm so grateful for my car. I'm so grateful for my car. It's so beautiful. It's everything that I wanted. And I would just look at the emblem on the steering wheel, and it was a BMW. I didn't change it mentally to Mercedes. And so I think I accidentally manifested manifested a BMW instead of a Mercedes, and it's not, that sounds like such first world problems, and I'm so sorry, but it's not that. It's just that you kind of got to consciously decide what you want, and in that moment it has to be that. So manifesting exactly who you want to be. Say you want to manifest an apartment. How I would do that is, whenever I get up in the morning, I look around and imagine I'm in my penthouse suite in wherever with the windows open, and I look out and I hear the birds chirping, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and I'm just so grateful. I dance, I sing in my apartment, and you just embody how you feel, how you know you're going to feel in that moment when you have the things that you want. And that is the power of manifestation, and that is how you get everything you want, along with gratitude, along with prayer, along with actually making the effort to get the things that you desire. So you can't just passively sit back and expect your desires to manifest when you aren't actively doing anything. Prayer, abundance, gratitude. Ooh, gratitude. Say you want to be a bigger, better boss woman. What does she think? What does she eat? What does she smell like? What does she look like? What does she wear? What are her thoughts? How often does she journal? How often does she go to the gym? And you start aligning yourself with those values. So the person in your head, she goes to the gym 3 times a week. Go to the gym 3 times a week. Everything is a practice. I remember someone asked me, how are you so confident? First off, not confident every second of the day. I don't think that's really humanly possible. But I answered her and I said, everything is a practice. You can't just wake up and decide one day that you're gonna be a painter. You know, you have to practice being her. You have to practice embodying her. Everything is a practice. First off, you could start by being grateful for your body and understand that your body is a shell and it's protecting you, and it serves as just your shell for this humanly realm that we're in. And beyond this, you have your spirit and everything that will, you know, go beyond this life right here. Gratitude again. Thank you, body, for protecting me. Thank you, skin, for protecting me. Thank you, organs, for working without me even understanding. Thank you, brain. Thank you, fingers, for writing. Thank you, mouth, for talking. Thank you, lips. Thank you, teeth. Thank you, ears, for allowing me to hear. Thank you, legs, for allowing me to walk. Thank you, ankles, for allowing me to walk. Thank you, knee, like everything. And you just go and go and go, and you will feel so good. I promise. Practice who you want to be and be who you want to be. I remember talking to you guys on my Instagram story about how we tend to praise people that have a appearance that's not normal. So like maybe bright pink rainbow dreadlocks and like some blue facial hair. I don't know, something that's cool, and we see them and we're like, oh my gosh, you're so cool, like I want to be like you. They did it, so you can do it. And whenever you go out somewhere, people look at you and they think that that's what you look like every day. That's what you look like on a daily basis to them. So if you want, you can go out and be someone new every single day, and no one will ever say anything because they will think that that's normal. So the more that you start to embody who you really want to be and practice who you really want to be and start becoming who you really want to be, that's when the true happiness, the true abundance, the true everything just comes to play, and you could really just be happy knowing that this is what you wanted and this is who you wanted to be. And lastly, with everything you do, allow love to be the intention. However you move, however you speak to people, the options you choose, or anything, just let love be the intention. If you're having a conversation with someone and you don't really know how to go about it, just say, what would my most loving self say? How would my most loving self react? And you can never go wrong that way. And that is something that I'm learning too. Sometimes my vision gets blurry and I don't know which route to take. And I'm like, what would I do if I loved this person? What would I do if I loved myself? If I loved myself, would I eat this burger? Or would I go to the gym? You know what I mean? Like, if I loved myself, what would I do? It just makes everything so much more clear. I think that is it. Pay attention to the little synchronicities. Pay attention to your angels and your guides trying to get your attention with repeating numbers, with feelings, with sensations, with messages, with images, with animals, literally with any and everything. I hope you learned something from this video today. And like I said, I'm so honored that you're here with me, that you joined me for this video. And if you made it this far, then let's take a couple breaths together and recenter, reground, refocus. Whatever time of day it is, I hope that you have the most beautiful day. I hope that you go into today receptive to all the joy and abundance that's coming your way, because there's a lot of it coming your way. So I want to take 3 big, deep breaths with you. Stomach, rib cage, everything rising, and then we're gonna exhale. We're gonna inhale all the love, abundance, blessings that are coming our way, and we're gonna exhale all the limiting beliefs, all the self-doubt. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna inhale all the love, abundance, joy. Exhale all the limiting beliefs, negativity. One more time, same thing. Namaste, beautiful people. I hope you have the most beautiful day.